And they're off. So we have made ourselves over to Elven Isles. Over in the right corner we have Siggy, and over in the green corner we have Miley. Unfortunate starting position for Siggy. It looks like Siggy's going to be yeeted off the stage almost immediately. I believe Miley does bring Flash to the party when she normally shows up, so this will be a very quick decision. A decision that will only be weighed against something stronger to also knock Siggy into the water. However, Miley deciding to quickly get the screen cap of the starting screen to show off to her YouTube channel, needed to spend 30 seconds to find the snipping tool and then eventually get that screen cap. Now finally starting into the match, she meanders over, does a little bit of jump work, comes up real close. Will we see a drain bolt to deal a little bit of extra damage, or just a flash to get into the water? Gonna take the safe option, not betting on that drain bolt carrying the knockback needed. If this were my book, this would be... Well, I guess I took Frost Arrow out of my book, so it wouldn't have been Frost Arrow. But regardless, Siggy's in the water, 235 health, needs to figure out where to teleport. We expect Miley will be bringing Flight to the party, so locations like this are not perfect. Locations like that still aren't great, but there's not really a good spot to teleport to. So, Miley has her first book check of the day. Does she have Flight? Quickly realizing that no, she will not be getting up there via a jump, decides to instead go for a pin on Siggy via Force Seed. So Siggy can get out of here a few ways. Flash is going to be the most obvious one and will be the one chosen. Miley still in that same position as before of trying to figure out how to get up there. Decides that she's actually not going to get up there and has started with her strategy of getting minions out on the board. Siggy could be returning fire with a swarm of his own. We'll see if he decides to do that or if he decides to lay up defensively instead. Or who knows, maybe Siggy's packing heat. We have a very skilled Force Seed coming in to block both the swarm from escaping and Miley from getting out there. Now, if I'm Siggy, I actually don't really care that much about trapping Miley, because she has not demonstrated an ability to get over this piece of terrain so long as the swarm is trapped. And so a Force Seed here versus anyone else, it's all the same to me. Miley going to be getting herself in a position where she can either tower or start making her way back over there. Siggy deciding that the low ground is actually going to be our way of tunneling. Swarm still not going anywhere. Oh, I stand corrected. That is a free swarm. Big question is, what does she do with it? Will she tunnel further to the left? Will she just tower up and await Siggy's next move? We see a Pegasus, so, you know, I suppose this is a safe position to keep the minion strategy going. Siggy deciding that flight is worthwhile, or his protection shield to boot. You know, the big question when you see a metagame like this is, when will we see the Dark Knight make an appearance? If I am a betting individual, which I am not because I would lose, I would say that Miley's job is to clear out this terrain and then summon the Dark Knight. We also don't know what else is in Miley's book. I think last round she had a man trap, so we may see the man trap brought out. You know, it's just hard to tell what Miley does on this exact turn. Or really for the next few turns. Appears that Lightstrung and Quinn are going to be playing to cover the match for our friend Stank Daddy. Had to get a name look up there, which means that I still have a little bit of time before I get washed by Quinn. So Siggy makes his way over. Be curious to see what he actually does in this position. Blast from the Past to create a wee bit more room. Likely we'll be seeing a follow-up Blast from the Past next turn. Unable to see what the level 3s are in this game, unless there's somewhere in this UI that will show them to me. So I don't know if anyone's packing like a Comet or, you know, a Swallowing Pit or anything else like that. Oh, we have... Look at this! Shouts to US man. Got it. Found out what your name is. Who has now shown me how to do that. So no level 3s in the game means that this is going to be a pretty traditional and meta scrap. Mantrap does make an appearance, so that should be used to prevent any unsavory Dark Knights and their seeds from coming in from the right side. We see Siggy brings out his Swarm. His Swarm doesn't quite have enough room to get down there yet. A Blast from the Past should be sorting that out. Will we see the Blast from the Past? We will. Will the Swarm be able to get through it? It depends on whether or not Pixel is fake or real. My money is on a real Pixel, which means the Swarm will not be getting to where it wants to go today. And it looks like my bet is correct. Siggy taking a few more attempts before finally realizing the situation that Swarm is in. Decides to back the Swarm out. Pegasus going to be maneuvering over to the right side for seemingly no reason. It may just be to cast a protection shield on it. And Siggy coming in with an Arcane Flash to carve out a hole and delete the Swarm of Miley. Very, very good Arcane Flash there. You know, in a seemingly slow-placed start. The positioning of the minions here is very, very crucial. So I don't know what Miley does in this position. I guess Sanctuary is a great equalizing spell. You have to wonder if Siggy just detowers it and then they go back to neutral with Miley in the advantage there, or if we see something a little more aggressive like the Dark Knight come out. I feel like it'd still be early for the Dark Knight though, since Miley would effectively have 2 turns to kill it before she's in a bad way. So we'll write that possibility off for the time being. The real question is, if not that, then what? Do we see the Pebbles come out for KOing this tower, or what else do we have available? Pebbles do come out. We get about 5 pieces of extra credit for all the hard work there. Swarm will be getting its ore back next turn, so expect to see a little more excitement this round. I doubt Miley is able to flash. We have a successful positioning of a Swarm to block any unsavory Blast from the Past flash combos. So shoutouts to Siggy for correctly locating the Swarm there, something that I would never have thought of in a million years. And now we have option to Miley to seemingly just deal damage. Drops the Blast from the Past. We had the position to go for that flash anyway, but I feel like this angle is simply too low. Pegasus instead to go for a trap. I think a Blast from the Past to the right side will knock Miley onto the Pegasus, so this should be a position that he can get out of. And that's exactly what you'll see. Siggy now having the opportunity to maneuver. Gets the Swarm out of the way first. Takes a quick step over to the left before knocking Miley off of the Pegasus and into the water. Miley's gate is up, so it's really just a question of where does she go now? A question that I don't know the answer to. Locks herself down there. I'd be very concerned if I were Miley. I feel like we have many options available to deal damage. Swarm positions itself for a free 15, is going to be positioning itself ever so to the right of Miley. Pegasus could be used for a trap on the left to summon a Dark Knight. I guess I'm getting too excited with seeing the DK come out. Ice Shield comes out, going to be blocking multiple avenues of escape for all of these, you know, happy ponies. Siggy now positioning himself to block on this side. Do we see the Pegasus come around to incite further blockages? Siggy needs to get over to actually cast his spell here. 2 seconds. Runs out of time. A rare miss. So, Miley has the ability to just jump off and walk the hell out of here. Which, you know, very, very important that she be able to escape this position, because otherwise she's in an extremely bad way. Now, I don't think she'll be able to turn this around into a pin onto Siggy because his gate is up. And, you know, I just don't think that he's I don't think he's in a bad way like she was about to be. So Miley could attempt to summon something to pin him down. You know, Man Trap should be available, which seems like a good option. Not clear what else. Goes for the Dark Knight anyway, despite not having a steed for it. Not sure I agree with casting the Dark Knight this early. Yeah, as much as I was the one advocating for it the entire time, this is probably just going to get met with an Arcane Gate. Siggy using his Pegasus to block the way, also using his Swarm to block the way. The way is shut. And with that being said, we now see a little more minion maneuvering. Getting ahead of myself with wherever this gate location is going to be. I have to assume that the gate's going to be over here. You know, wants to be able to cast his own Dark Knight up here if he finds the opportunity, but beyond that, really just needs to be safe. I disagree with this placement. I feel like that if this Man Trap has any spells available to it, this is basically free real estate for the Man Trap to get a free shot in. I suppose Siggy has a block here with a Swarm, making this a skill shot and not a free shot. But we'll see what comes out. Goes for a Force Seed. Definitely a little wiser than I. That will force our friend Siggy to Arcane Flash down, I suppose, to free himself. If he cares to free himself this turn. Which I think in his position he probably does, because Dark Knight can cleave through this if he does anything other than Flash. And then Dark Knight can cleave into him if he cannot tower next turn. Decides, no, the proper solution to a Dark Knight coming your way is to cast your own to play defense. So, you know, I stand to be corrected on many accounts by Siggy. The advantage of this is that Miley is actually able to be attacked by a Dark Knight from most positions on the map right now. You know, this avenue is not open, but anywhere she stands in here can be attacked. And so, if the Dark Knight doesn't get cleared out right now, this puts Siggy in a very good way and Miley in a very bad way. I guess we'll see if the Vine Whip can do the necessary ejection. Looks like she's betting on it. A bet that, if she is wrong, will cost her probably 150 health. All right, goes for Sanctuary. Wants to keep this as, you know, advantage her in the Dark Knight bout. Siggy happily saying, game on, will bring his trusty steed over for his own Dark Knight. Now, you know, this is a bit of an interesting situation where this swarm is the only thing standing between Siggy and a very, very happy Dark Knight to the dome. He's not towering, unlike Miley, and so he needs his own Dark Knight to do what needs doing. And I don't think Cleave will kill both the Pegasus and the Dark Knight. Swarm comes out. I don't know what this swarm is positioning for. Pegasus maneuvers back over. Dark Knight is ready to go. We see the Cleave, and we see the Dark Knight of Miley at 31 health. Now, 31 is greater than 0, which means Siggy is about to take a lot of damage. Miley, I suppose, needs to do something about the Dark Knight of Siggy if she wants to get out of her sanctuary. You know, do we have the ability to get this Dark Knight over his way? That is the big question. All right. Doesn't know Vine Bridge. This is a very significant book check here. Oh, never mind. Mantrap was able to get up, meaning that we're just gonna have a Dark Knight kill. These two are playing, I think, quite well now. You know, obviously I'm not an expert at this game, but definitely playing in a different and potentially way smarter way than I would. Looks like Lightstrung and Quinn have finished their game, meaning that I will have my next match soon. We see 16 health remaining on the Dark Knight of Miley. Now 16 is greater than 15, meaning that that Dark Knight will be surviving another turn. We see Siggy still has not dealt with this tree yet. It creates a Pegasus, presumably to play defense here. Now Miley does have the option to detower, blast from the past there, and take a swipe. We see the detower. We see the Dark Knight position. It will need assistance in getting that swarm out of the way. What? Okay. Decides that an undead Dark Knight is more valuable than a living Dark Knight, and that whatever damage she could have dealt is not as useful as the damage that is, I guess, available should it have another chance to go for a Cleave. Sanctuary coming out. Siggy now free from the tree situation. I think this is a misstep on Miley's part, but I also don't know what else is in her book. So 80 health on our newly retained Dark Knight. 80 health, probably not as much as you want to send this thing into battle, but we'll see what Miley does with it. Decides to get the swarm out of there. That suggests that either she or the knight's going in. Still waiting to see the play. Decides to summon a Mantrap. More, a little more posturing here. This was a quick adventure, 15-20 minutes in and out. The Pegasus of Siggy moving up. Bit more minion play here. We're on turn 17 for the record. have not gotten a timer for how long this match has been going, but you know, it feels like we're starting to get to the point where it's going. All right, we have the spectator chat. Quinn joining the stream here has said we're about 20 minutes in, meaning that I have approximately 40 minutes before I am due for my match. I suppose the Entangle was a good means to get the Swarm out of there from having its own aura for next turn. We see that Siggy is flying and flying and flying away. Now, huge problem Siggy runs into here is that this Pegasus can get a Dark Knight most of the way around the map. You know, we need to see a Swarm, I guess, positioned exactly here to prevent the Dark Knight from just meandering to wherever the hell it wants. That's really unfortunate. Let's go ahead and just pour one out for Siggy here. So 50 seconds is going to be more than enough time to get the Dark Knight over to do the work of the game. So a game that had we will need a little assistance from Blast from the Past. Need to what do you? Come on, Miley. Blow that piece of terrain away. Come on, Miley. You haven't used all 4 of your Blast from the Past yet. Come on. 16 seconds left. The Dark Knight's not getting over there anymore. Mantrap repositions. And it's going to be a Sanctuary. It's going to be a Protection Shield. So, I mean, I guess I wasn't counting. Maybe she doesn't have any Blast from the Past left. But you have to think that was a misstep if she had a Blast from the Past available to clear that bit of terrain. That would have been so much damage. So Siggy positioning here as if he's got what it takes to kill the Pegasus. A statement which is probably true, but I feel like the Dark Knight could be laddered up via the help of the Mantrap and the Swarm. So I don't think it matters unless the Dark Knight goes as well. So what is Siggy's play here? Is there some rogue Entangle? That probably won't do it. Is it just Pebble it to kill it? Ah, we have a Force Seed. Common RNG just continuing to be unfortunate. DK not getting out today. Miley desperately trying to get as much damage from this cleave as possible if cleave is on the menu. Looks like cleave will not be on the menu due to a correct tree placement. Miley with option to, I don't even know what. I actually have no idea what Miley does here. Could just be a protection shield for the Pegasus to beef it up a bit. Could be a drain on the tree and the Pegasus, because why not? But no, DK is perfectly happy at 95 health. Then we see an Arcane Flash to kill the Swarm and create an actual hole for this DK to go ahead and do the work of do what work needs to be done. So Siggy probably just going to take the opportunity to reposition not in this hole. You know, Pegasus still isn't getting through that, so as far as he's concerned, there's not a problem here. Could summon a Swarm or a Pegasus of his own to continue to block this channel. And we do see that as the play here. I don't think a DK is able to reach him and do enough damage. But it looks like we shall try. DK's up. Potential reposition here. Significant horse movement. Where's this DK going? Okay. It's ready to go. You know, carve up and to the right can clear the rest of its way out, killing the Pegasus. You have to, you know, 13 seconds left on the clock. It's got to do something. All right, it's up. 5 seconds. And we see a cleave up and to the right. Not clearing the way for his Pegasus, but killing the Pegasus of Siggy. Looks like we'll be watching 10-piece versus US Man in about 30 minutes. You know, assuming that this game ends in the next 10, and assuming that I get washed 20, you know, in the 20 minutes thereafter. You know, Quinn, if you are watching this, do not expect our match to be long. All this, I ain't about this. You will not find a Dark Knight in my book. Specifically because revolving around Dark Knight play, I got things to do. You know, I make YouTube videos, and you know, Dark Knights are good for 5 seconds clips, and spending about 45 minutes to get a 5-second clip is just not appealing to me. So, win or lose, we shall play, and we shall play fast. Siggy deciding to pin the Dark Knight down and make a quick getaway to the bottom of the map. I'd say this is a book check for Miley, but we all know that based on what we've seen from her book so far, she doesn't have Maelstrom, she doesn't have Quake. So it is a perfectly safe teleport. She probably doesn't even have Aura. You know, I think Siggy prefers Frost Tower. Do I have yep. Discussion. I suppose I could actually make that a hyperlink in the chat. You see, I'm not paying terrible attention to the game here, because I have to imagine nothing's going to happen for a few turns while the DK makes its way over. It, now having done so, is going to get a juicy present of 30 health before continuing to provide an assault on Siggy. So Siggy getting all the way down, presumably all the way down. Yep, that's safe. Gonna make the DK make those tough life choices like, do I die today? In order to get some damage onto Siggy. This is a perfectly fine position to be set up in. And we see the Arcane Flash is out with the I dare you to come down here. In fact, I think there's a world in which Arcane Flash in this pocket right here prevents the Dark Knight from even being able to stand where it was. So Dark Knight remounts its steed and comes back for another cut at it. Speaking of cuts, the Man Trap's probably going to be the minion of choice here, as it at least contains Entangle to force the issue, I suppose. You know, Siggy can't stay down there forever. Looks like Dark Knight is once again selected to do the work, though. We are now 24 turns in. So Miley is finally free, and with her freedom comes another opportunity. This time, an opportunity to, I suppose, I don't know, keep digging. Siggy's really forced a bit of a stalemate here. You know, it's just not possible for the DK to come in and deal enough damage. And I have doubts about the ability of this Man Trap to actually land and entangle before it dies. Or worse, become Siggy's. And in a game where comets are raining down and fissures are not coming up, you know, we find ourselves in the position of... one moment while you're listening and getting serenaded by the sound of my cat getting fed. Which is potentially more interesting than whatever Miley's going to do this turn. And we see a Drain Bolt to dig. So, I don't think the Man Trap can fit through a DK-sized hole. You know, the Swarm can fit to play body block if need be, but if I'm in Miley's camp, I'm getting ready to chuck an Entangle on Siggy. We do see the Swarm is out to play body block for the Man Trap. I'm not at all concerned about giving advice to people watching the game right now, or people playing the game right now, because my advice is usually wrong. You know, the only person who may benefit from my advice is my opponent, because I like to talk about my own strategy out loud. But it appears, at least to some extent, Miley has been thwarted in her attempts to get something down there to attack Siggy, and so the stalemate continues. For any of you watching the YouTube VOD right now, I'd like to apologize for the commentary for the past 20 turns where I berate the players for... I don't know exactly what we're watching right now. For those of you in the Twitch chat watching live, I think that you guys are right there with me. But Miley wants to force the issue, continues to dig down. Turns out Force Seer does not do much in the way of blocking Arcane Flash from another side. I guess I don't have my YouTube channel plugged in the stream overlay. You can find it in the content creators channel of the Discord server. And then the last montage I made is currently featured on the homepage of the game, so you'll be able to find my YouTube channel from there as well. Shoutouts to Siggy and the rest of the team for featuring my content live on the homepage of the game, getting many views for myself, and you know, hopefully in return I get many people interested in the game. You know, at the end of the day, all the content is for is to have something to show off the game. There's no way I benefit from the content being produced other than my own enjoyment. Oh, we see that Miley is finally exercised, making the Man Trap undead. That's going to be a very healthy Man Trap by the end of this game, whenever the end of this game is, as the Swarm can no longer be used to damage either minion. We see Siggy decides that the Dark Knight shall be engaged today. Now, Arcane Flash will not put it in the water yet. It's standing in a pretty good spot. So I'm a little curious what his goal is here. You know, I feel like a successful cleave to the right will prevent it from being flashed either out up and to the right or flashed underneath the water. He opts instead to just flash it where it stands, and, you know, I suppose we'll see whether or not that Dark Knight's getting over there with Cleave. This will be the last turn that the Dark Knight gets to live, so he'd best make it count. Potentially a game-turning play for Siggy, where the Dark Knight no longer is the center of attention for seemingly most of the game. Looks like Miley is setting up to get this Dark Knight way the heck out of there, freeing Siggy from his chamber, but in the process keeping the Dark Knight alive, which is definitely more important because we don't know what else is in Miley's book that deals damage. In fact, I haven't seen her cast a directly offensive spell all game, so you know, if this Dark Knight goes down, then I don't know what Miley's exit strategy is. And we do see the Dark Knight cleaves its way out, creating a path for possibly no one to exit except for itself. Very smart location of the dig there. Siggy continuing to press on the offensive here, going to go ahead and use the Swarm to presumably take a chunk out of the Pegasus. Always a good thing to do. That's one step closer to having an undead Pegasus, which is a very good way to have control over the game. The Swarm now going to position itself to play body blocker for the Dark Knight. Probably a good call. You know, that's a turn to kill a Swarm, and if you kill the Swarm using the wrong move, then Siggy flies free. I really like the position there. You know, the charge clearly is not going to get the work done, and Drain Bolt has the potential to fuck up and create a gap for Siggy to fly free. Dark Knight taking a juicy 15 health boost along the way. Now, will it be the one casting Drain Bolt today? Man Trap moving into position, potentially to have a nice yum 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 from the Swarm when it regains its aura. Opts for a Vine Whip into the DK. The Vine Whip will give Siggy an opportunity to roam free, but it will also give the DK another juicy 15 health. Other Swarm comes in, knocking down the Pegasus to 25. Should those Swarms both live, we have a very lovely undead pony coming in the very near future. However, I don't think both ponies are living. Or both Swarms are living today, I should say. So Siggy has the option to run free if he really wants to. Blast from the Past out the top left of one of those ice shields would get him out. Looks like he's interested in retaining his position though. Goes back to having a wee bit of height. With the protection shield at 100, you know, the main goal is to prevent Entangle from knocking you down. I doubt it's possible for Miley to blast from the past through and create a pocket to which Entangle may work. And with Undead Pegasus almost certainly coming along in a turn, Miley, you know, may have the script flipped on her. Blast from the Past does come out. She's not getting through today, though. So, she has a couple of options, but none of them are great, actually. Dark Knight evacuates the situation. That seems very appropriate. Man Trap may be sacrificed to the gods today. Alternatively, no. But we just see a Sanctuary from our friend Miley, and then coming back to Siggy. I actually really like the Sanctuary here. It prevents the Swarm play, which is the obvious threat on the table right now. It threatens Siggy, you know, at least, albeit briefly, Oh, but the swarms managed to get over anyway. Really, really good play from Siggy. Really, really good play actually to counteract. Needs to get that other swarm out of the way lest he fuck this one up. All right, fuck up's not available anymore. We have an undead pony on the field. That's going to be a problem. That's going to be a very serious problem for Miley. I mean, I suppose a problem that is rectified by just killing it. But it's at 62 health. I mean, it doesn't die to everything. And, you know, kind of to the discussion point earlier, it's not clear what spells Miley has brought along to deal direct damage. Mantrap with an opportunity to land and entangle. This is going to be a skill shot, so you know, everyone get your cameras ready. We may have the first skill shot of the day. And it looked like Miley just cast it herself, so never mind. But entangle does land, meaning that Siggy is now trapped in that position. Maneuvering out slightly. The Pegasus may be the one doing the work today anyway, so possibly a very advantageous position for Siggy right now. One Pegasus comes in and posts up against the Mantrap. Swarm's going to be coming out, going to be giving a little more health to a Pegasus of his choosing. Quickly taking a yum 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 from the Swarm that was idling. And do we see a Drain Bolt? We do, so that Swarm has now been eliminated. And that Pegasus is now there to challenge the Dark Knight. We're now at 40 minutes into the game. There's a potential that I leave this game. I didn't think it would come to this. I thought this game would be over a little sooner. We see Miley did bring Bloodlust to the party, something that, I'll be honest, I didn't expect, and is really effective for the situation. You know, that Pegasus isn't going to live forever now. Well, maybe I stand to be corrected. It's back up to 42 health, and can probably drain to get up to even higher. Siggy's Pegasus, his primary one, is going to be used to get him the heck out of dodge, cleaning off his Entangle, however also costing him his Flight and his Protection Shield. Is going to maneuver over to the left side. His other Pegasus being tucked away for safekeeping. And the Undead Pony comes out. Swarm's going to post up on the DK to prevent any unsavory movement. And what does Siggy do here? Do we see a tower? Or do we see a pebble? Turns out we're going to see nothing. Siggy with another wasted turn. I think that Dark Knight actually gets to move to the left. And the Mantrap will have the ability to support it along its way, so Dark Knight doing absolutely fine. Mantrap is going to be used a wee bit. Now, unfortunately, that Mantrap is not packing Vine, so it's not going to be able to get it all the way up. But we do see another Pegasus summoned, and Siggy does have Flight available, but we'll definitely need to get into a tower or get the heck out of there. Siggy's Pegasus not really able to get over and save him here. Can only be used to trap the other Pegasus to prevent that Dark Knight from coming in. Goes for a Pebble Shot, gets the sink. So Siggy, I believe, still has a Blast from the Past available. Can get onto his own steed and start wreaking havoc. Miley has just absolutely forfeited her lead. She teleports directly onto Siggy, which is a useful pin, but one that will not stick. I believe a blast from the past to the right, followed by bringing the Pegasus in, will be perfectly sufficient. Opts instead to say that you're stuck in here with me. We have his Pegasus coming over. What will it do? We have his other Pegasus coming over. Siggy maxed out his minion cap at 4. And then we have a Drain Bolt from Siggy to bring himself back up to a healthy 250 HP. So, it's not low Elven Isles, because you did see one of them, one part of the map was raised up. But for not having much exposed land, this has gone on really long. Or for not having much encased land, I should say. People clamored towards the hull where comets would not be deciding the game. And so this will still be a few rounds before comets really start getting to work on the remaining terrain. So what does Miley do here? She can't tower because Sanctuary just does not quite fit into this pocket. Does she just drain? Oh my gosh. Thank you. She's had Ice Bomb this entire time? What? Shout out to Miley for bringing Ice Bomb. You absolutely love to see it. Alright, so Miley's about to get a significant dose of medicine to the dome. It's really dealer's choice for Siggy to pick his most damaging spell. His original most damaging spell is yeeting a swarm into the ravine. You have to wonder if that was intentional. It was, because another swarm's ready to go. So Siggy going for the methodical approach to ending this game. Miley, clearly not interested in that, is ready to run hands in the form of another Ice Bomb potentially. Shoutouts to Miley for making me on time for my game. Goes for a Bloodlust onto the swarm. Appears to have hit Siggy for a fair bit of damage there, actually. So, I stand to be corrected several times over by Miley's play at the end here. A very, very quick book check to see if Siggy has Shock Bomb to end this game, and whether or not he can use it successfully to do so. I have to assume that this is not going to be the most difficult Shock Bomb in the world. It really just revolves around putting the Undead Pegasus to the right of Miley and then dropping the Shock Bomb to the left to guarantee that it stays down there. Alright, there's the correct positioning of the Pegasus. Just needs to lay this one in. This will be for the game. Goes for a flight to... Oh, we have potentially no Shock Bomb in the book. Didn't consider that possibility. But you have to be asking the question, what was that? I haven't counted to 14 on Siggy's book yet, so maybe he just doesn't have it. But Miley just took advantage in this game now. That's, wow. I didn't think Miley was going to walk with this win, but I am now Team Miley. You know, you in possession of several undead Pegasus. In possession of, you know, an 80 health opponent. I mean, is this just a pebble for the sink? It's a sanctuary, okay. You know. Oh, the Pegasus saving lives, but being tossed to the wind. You know, Miley with a very quick book checks for what does she detower with. It's probably Pebble because it only costs one spell. But Miley is just walking with the advantage right now. Alright, Miley, let's see it. Come on, I have 10 minutes before my match starts. You've turned up the speed on this game rapidly through the use of one Ice Bomb. We see the Man Trap is going to be used to presumably pin a horse. It's something that Oh, the Man Trap's going to be blocking her from sinking when she possibly gets pebbled in return. Alright, this is good. So what is her spell here? Oh my god, it's Drain Bolt. What? What? Okay. It's so hard to tell who's in the lead right now. I mean, this game has to end soon, but I can't tell who's winning. You know, Drain Bolt gives Siggy an opportunity to take an advantage in this game. Siggy blocking all available paths of escape. The only one remaining is if his Undead Pegasus moves to the left. Casts the Pebble Shot, gets the D-Tower. 80 health remaining on Siggy. You know, it's... You have to imagine Ice Ball would have done more damage there. That, I mean, if there's a question that I'm asking, it is not why do you not have Pebbles? You know, whatever. You only have 14 spells in the book. But you definitely have Ice Ball in your book. And if you jam the Ice Ball in the left, or in the little notch of the Sanctuary, I believe that does 60 damage, maybe the full 75. I don't know. Alright, we have Undead Horse number 2 gone. We have Siggy not in the position to really deal a lot of damage to Miley, so probably pretty cool with the circumstances. We have more games starting up in the background. Looks like round 2, the round of 8, will continue. We have now like 7 minutes until I have to make my match. I was really hoping to get this full match uploaded to YouTube, but you know, our friends Siggy and Miley likely going to end that. Alright, we have a drain onto an undead minion, which, for those of you keeping score at home, doesn't heal you. But I suppose the drain was mainly intended for Miley, so that will be useful. So whew. Alright, Dark Knight is positioned. The Man Trap can be used to support, give a little bump. Man Trap with 1 HP for seemingly most of the game does lock itself in a good position. Miley can also stand on top to keep the ladder going if she chooses. Looks like this is going to be just a Man Trap DK ladder. DK is available to cleave through the Pegasus. Pegasus will likely not be in this game right now. We have bets from King Tot that the man trap dies. And instead has offered up our undead pony the opportunity to take another drain shot and continue the stalemate that we've somehow found ourselves in. Now, admittedly, this stalemate is much easier to break with the help of a single comet to the dome of Siggy. That will probably just end the game, and so Siggy has to constantly keep something above his head lest he lose. We now have 5 minutes until comet comes in. Nothing. We have 5 minutes to get this going. Otherwise, I will be leaving this match for my own, and this will not get uploaded to YouTube. Something that I doubt anyone's going to have any complaints about. We see Miley lining up to... Pegasus of her own. Her Dark Knight is still alive and is now getting healthier, so game on, I suppose. Quinn, I appreciate you offering, but we are on turn 41 of 60, and neither player has made any indication that this game is going to end soon, with the exception of Comet potentially ending this at any point. So, we have Siggy positioning. Does Siggy have something to end this? Can he do it? Arcane Flash into the water, 60 health, no shield. Only place that she can teleport to that's somewhat safe is on top of this Pegasus right here. Everywhere else on the map is pretty much a bad mojo. You see the Pegasus now down to 55 health. This match will actually end very soon. Drain Bolt will deal plenty. Pebble could potentially sink. There are so many ways that this match ends now. There's significant potential for this match to be over. Siggy's still positioning his safety nets, not wanting to throw this game to an RNG Comet. Looks like he's adding another Pegasus to the mix here, potentially to have another drain target to bring himself up. Siggy has Pebble, so it's not like she can tower to buy herself time. This drain will be critical. Hits it, does not hit his own Pegasus, so only 120 health for you, Siggy. Alright. So, by my count, unless Miley is trying to DQ me, this game could be over in as little as 3 turns, which would take 3 minutes. Miley with a very clear Blast from the Past check, which, if she has it, she could win. If she doesn't, she probably loses. No protection shield on Siggy means that a simple chip shot will set that up for a DK kill. Miley, unfortunately, getting stuck on several pixels, needs to fire something. Well, I suppose it's going to be a Sanctuary today, and we're going to stall for just a wee bit longer. Nope, no Sanctuary. Siggy with the entire suite of his book available to him to end this game. We just need 55. Comes down, 120 health himself could just stand on her and throw a shock bomb. So many options available. It's really just a choice of which one do you want to do. Pegasus coming in. Looks like we're going to have a little bit of geometry here to get the shock bomb positioned correctly. Okay, we've given up on thinking that Siggy has shock bomb. I probably just need to like look at Siggy's book after this game to understand what the hell is happening. But I think Entangle actually sinks. Oh, wait a second. Is this it? Is this it? After eons, the Dark Knight gets a clean cleave. Now, does Miley know the DK setup in Arc 2? It's not the same as in the original. She could screw this up. She does not screw it. Oh, she screwed. Oh, he has 5 health. Okay, she can't lose, I think. But yeah, mind waiting and then pulling. Okay. Okay. I just need to see this through. I have to imagine Miley can deal 5 health to Siggy anywhere on the map. You know, Siggy is better off just like pressing Q and praying for the best. Opts instead to Arcane Gate to the top of the map, knowing that Miley doesn't have flight, and Skyray will end it. Good game to Miley.